one. There's a big one. Oh, that's my biggest so far. Holy cow, that's a big fish. Hey folks, welcome to the Fish Mountain Project. Today I'm gonna try and tie some shad darts. I actually just got done watching some YouTube videos, literally like an hour ago. Learned how to tie flies. I'm an expert now. So I also inherited a fly tying kit from my father. I can show you all this stuff. When we moved out to Virginia, I brought this fly tying stuff with me, thinking maybe I could tie some flies and use it fly fishing. I never actually did. It's been 8 years, I haven't tied anything with it. So now I'm gonna try and learn. We're, self-isolating during this whole coronavirus fiasco. So I figured, hey, why not learn how to tie flies, finally? So that's what we're gonna do. I'm really hoping to be able to go out early morning next week and fish for shad on the James River. So far, our governor hasn't mandated everybody to stay home yet. We've been doing good, isolating ourselves, staying at home, working from home. But a lot of states, North Carolina yesterday, the governor came out and said, you have to stay at home. We're hoping we don't have to do that. Turkey season's coming up. Literally next week is youth turkey hunt. I got my son ready to go hunting. Shad run is on. Striper run will be coming on. This is a big time to be outdoors. And, personally for me, I feel like I can keep my distance from other fishermen, other hunters. We do that anyway. So fingers crossed, we're not forced to stay home during this prime time to be outside. Anyway, let me show you what I've got in terms of equipment, fly tying stuff. All right, so I've got this vise. I've got scissors. I think these are little things to line up your hair and different things. We've got bobbins, is what those are called. The tie off little tool. I don't know what any of these things are called other than what I remember from the video I watched an hour ago. A whole bunch of different string, wire, things like that, and some hooks. So I think this is a dubbing twister. I don't know. That wasn't on the video I watched, so I don't know how to use that. One of the big reasons I didn't get into fly tying is these things. These are teeny. You look at these, here's a size 22 hook. These things are very small. I don't even like tying my line to the fishing hook. That's like my least favorite part. I got these stubby hands. I don't tie knots real well. Having to look at tiny little things, that's hard for me. So I'm not, at least at this point, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna tie bigger stuff, relatively bigger stuff. Actually, today I'm using, for shad, I'm gonna use these size 6 nymph hooks. I don't know, that's what I've got here. I think it should work okay. I'm gonna try and put, I don't have everything I need, so I'm gonna try and put like a bullet lead. If I can figure out where I put that. I'm gonna put that at the front to give it some weight. I'm gonna put it on backwards. Here's the bullet lead. So that, it's kind of like a shad dart. And actually what I'm gonna start doing here is, I'm gonna drill a hole in it so that it slips onto the hook pretty well, and then I'm gonna glue it on there. I don't know if that's gonna work, but that's what we're gonna start doing. That was actually pretty easy. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we're gonna try that. I'm gonna glue it on. Hopefully that didn't create like lead dust. I think lead's toxic. I'm also gonna paint this white, I think. That's what I've got. So I'm gonna go do that. All right, so I got this lead on here. I'm gonna pinch it a little bit tighter. I think what I'm gonna use here, I don't think I showed you guys, but I got a whole box of like bird feathers and other hides of elk and deer and different things. I got a tail of something. Here I've just got this sparkly white crystal flash pearl something or other. We're gonna try just a little bit of that on there, as well as this super yellow feather. I don't know, that's what we're gonna try. So this is my starter. Right, now I'm gonna try and put a little bit of this shiny stuff on here. So I watched the video, I didn't understand. It seemed like all they did was wrap it. I didn't quite understand this wrap, like what made it special. So that's all I did there was wrap it. What I'm gonna do is actually cut off about that much of it, and I'm gonna stick some more on, pinch it there. Now to be clear, I watched a video on how to do the knots, and that's it. I haven't watched any videos or tried to figure out like how to actually tie a fly. So I learned the knots, and that's what I'm doing. This is all made up. All right, now I'm gonna add some of this yellow feather stuff. This comes off of the rare yellow partridge. I just made that up. I have no idea. This is obviously dyed yellow. It's not a yellow bird. What do you think? Is that gonna catch a shad? Little homemade shad dart? I don't know if I should leave that tail so long or cut that shorter. I'll leave it. We'll give it a shot. All right, now, I had to watch this part of the video a couple times, but I think I've got it figured out on how to do the tie off. This isn't meant to, you know, necessarily teach anyone how to do this. Okay, I'm not doing this right. I kind of came at it, I think, from the wrong direction. But that should tie it off. That should be it. This is a homemade licorice tea, iced tea. So I got some licorice root sticks, chop them up into pieces, boil it down until you just have a brown liquid, and put that in a jar, and then I just add that to some ice water. I actually like it a lot. This is a cool little mug my sister and my wife made for me. My sister's an artist. She does a lot of pottery and things. So that's kind of cool, Fish Mountain project. So I'm gonna dab just a little bit of super glue on here, kind of just as a, you know, hold it a little bit. I don't know. Is that something they do? And that's it. That's my shad dart. We're gonna try and fish with this here as soon as we can before our state gets shut down. I don't know. I think I should cut some of that off, don't you think? That's a little bit long. I'm actually going to make a few more of these, and I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use, if I can find them, I'm going to use some little cheap little ball head jig deals and make a few more, go out, have plenty in case I lose them, in case they completely fall apart on me, and we'll see if we can catch some fish. All right, good morning, everybody. It's obviously the following morning. Well, it's actually Monday. I didn't go fishing on Sunday. We did stay at home church on Sunday, but I just caught my first shad. And it's a nice one. It's 16, 17 inches. Man, these things fight. I don't know, maybe it's not that big. 14, 15 inches. But that's my first fish on my hand-tied shad dart. number 2. Another real nice one. He's got a leech on him. All right, let's let him go. All right, show you what I'm working with here. Train's kind of loud. So this is the first fly I tied. Not a fly, but lure, dart that I tied. Man, this is what I caught him on. This is another one that I tied, and that's what I caught the first one on. See if we can get some more. So I snagged some trees and lost my 2 darts. I'm gonna go over there and see if I can retrieve them. I think I might still be able to. But I put on a 3rd one that I made. This one's not very pretty at all. But I have had a bite. Holy smokes. Big old catfish or something just rolled right in front of me. So aside from just being a fun fish to catch, it's kind of cool to fish for shad because it's an event. It's like an annual, massive migration that's been happening forever. So you think about the James River, the history of this area, Jamestown, the people who settled America. That 400 years ago, the shad would come in, and that had to be a significant food source for those people, the Native Americans, because there's so many of them. It's a massive event. So it's kind of cool to get out and be a part of that. Try and catch some of them. Obviously back then they weren't fishing with spinning rods or fly rods. But there's, speculation about Washington and his army relying on the shad run. Jefferson wrote about it. Oh, there we go. Woo, jumping. Easy, easy, easy. Man, they are fighters, I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can get them in the boat. So this guy's not even as big. So that one is a hickory shad. Ugh. I think, if I remember right, the way that his bottom lip sticks out further than his top lip, that means he's a hickory shad. He's not as big, but man, they fight like crazy. I think that's how you tell. If I'm wrong, I'll probably not put that in the video. But it's also a major food supply for catfish. Catfish here on the lower James River get huge, and this is a large reason why. All of these shad that come up in the spring. Oh crap! Dang it, broke me off. Some other fun facts about shad. If you don't know, they're anadromous. Oh, that's a good one. Meaning, so they spawn up in fresh water. So that's why they come up into the James, and then they live their life out in the ocean. Man, this one is really putting up a bit of a fight. Come on. I want to be delicate here. I don't want to lose anything. Whoa, that's a big one. That's a big one. Oh, that's my biggest so far. Holy cow, that's a big fish. Oh. Oh, come on. So this is an American shad, and it is easily 3 pound. Oh, that is a big shad. Oh, what a fighter. You look at the lip, bottom lip doesn't stick out as much. Also look at the back fin. So these are fast fish. That shape of fin is indicative of just a fast. All right, there you go. Swim off, swim away. It helps in their speed. So they're fast, they fight. That one was a fighter. That was big. That's the biggest shad I've caught so far. And since I just lost my other one, plus my 2 previous ones, I caught that on this really ugly thing. I just wrapped some yarn and rope around a jig. I also tied that directly to my braid. I think this is 8 pound braid, no leader or anything. But I was talking about the, the tail fin and the shape. The same is true for like catfish. If you fish for catfish, oh, another bite there. A flathead catfish has a flat tail, straight. Its tail is straight, and they're not a fast fish. They're an ambush predator, so they just sit there basically on the bottom. While the blue cat has that V notch, so that helps with their speed. But I've caught 4 fish on 4 different lures that I tied after watching 2 7-minute fly tying videos. So I'd call that a success. Oh no, he got off. So another cool thing about shad, it's like I said, they spawn in the rivers, they go out into the ocean, they'll live like pretty far out there for several years. I believe 3 to 5 years. And the same is true for salmon. They find their way back to their home river. Most of the time, like 90% of the time or more, they make it back to the same river that they spawned in, they were, born in, which is pretty cool. Another interesting fact about shad. So American shad are an Atlantic coast fish, but sometime back a dude took a couple coffee cans full of shad fry to the west coast and released them. I don't remember exactly which river, but now some of the biggest shad runs are actually on the west coast. The Columbia River, Sacramento. I think he might have gone to the Sacramento River. I don't remember. Oh man, getting bites and I'm missing them. But huge shad runs out on the west coast. It's kind of interesting. All right, another nice one. All right. Oh, let's let him go. He deserves to be back in the water. Oh, there's a good one. Another good fighter here. Whoa, easy. My goodness. Trying to help you out here, bud. That's just a big hickory shad, I believe. A bad little guy. Big guy, I should say. So it's about 8 in the morning. I've been fishing for a couple hours, but there's here along the bank, there's probably 25, 30 people lined up fishing for shad. Plus quite a few boats out here. This is a big deal. From what I'm seeing, they're catching fish too.